Hello friends, myself Sumit Kumar Srivastava, your coach and mentor for the CBLR exams. Today we will be taking up the types of duties that we pay during the import of goods. Types of duties. As we have seen that the Customs Act 1962, this is interested with mainly the levy and collection of duties. These duties are collected according with another act that is known as Customs Tariff Act 1975. Now both of these acts corresponds together for the customs law and the collection of duties. The duties are collected in accordance with the customs law, and these customs law have been together given in the Customs Act and the Customs Tariff Act. Now when we talk about the Customs Act, then it talks about the duty that has to be paid, and that is mainly basic custom duty. Section 12 of Indian Customs Act 1962 mainly deals with this basic custom duty, and this basic custom duty has also been defined in the Customs Tariff Act 1975 as per Section 2. Section 2 of CTA 1975. So very popular question, what is the particular section that connects? What are the particular sections that connect the Customs Act 1962 and Customs Tariff Act 1975? And these two sections are Section 2 of the Customs Tariff Act and Section 12 of the Customs Act. Apart from the basic custom duty that is given in the Section 2 of Customs Tariff Act, there are several other duties like that were existing more commonly before the advent of GST, but after the advent of GST and the GST has been implemented, these duties still are in picture, but only for certain particular types of goods. These duties were excise duties, anti-dumping, safeguard duty, protective duty, certain incentive based duties are there. These subsidies are given by the foreign governments while they export their goods to India, and to safeguard the domestic industries, these duties have to be imposed. Now, when these particular duties were being charged differently on the different items, but when the GST came into picture, it subsumed all these duties, and in the normal scenario, only the BCD and the IGST started being charged. So, in the normal scenario, we give only the basic custom duty and the IGST. But certain products like petrol, crude oil, gas, air turbine fuel, they are still subject to excise duties and several other duties that are not within IGST. So if we consider the normal scenario of import, then we see there are two duties that mainly come into picture, that is BCD and IGST. On the BCD, another particular cess is charged, that is social welfare surcharge, that is 10% of the BCD, and the compensation cess is charged on the IGST. This was the state compensation cess, as several states were objecting to the implementation of GST as the loss of revenue. So compensation cess was implemented to give those to the state authorities. This particular cess is implemented only on certain kind of notified goods like luxury goods and the same goods like pan masala. In the normal scenario, only the BCD, social welfare surcharge, and the IGST is charged. Or more commonly, BCD and IGST is charged. Now, if we see that import and export duties are leviable as per the schedules of Custom Tariff Act. Now, if we look into the schedules of Customs Tariff Act, there are two schedules. Schedule 1 and Schedule 2. Schedule 1 is for the imports and Schedule 2 is for the exports. Export duties are charged only on few goods that are meant for the domestic consumption. Well, these goods, apart from being consumed domestically, are exported, then certain export duties are charged on them, like coffee and tea, on which the duty has been prescribed specifically in as per their unit of measurement, like tons. Now, if we look into the import duties, this is auto of two particular type. One is standard, another is preferential. Preferential duty: once the two countries have a bilateral agreement and they give each other preference in their respective nations on the basis of tariff, then these preferential rates apply. In the preferential rates application, the origin of the goods have to be confirmed. Once this origin is confirmed and these nations have been given by the central government, then the preferential rates apply, and only then we get certain relaxation in duties, because we give preference to the goods in our nation of another country and the other country gives preference to our goods in their nation. In all other cases, the standard rates of duty are applicable. Once we look into the standard rate of duty, then we see there are two parts: specific duty, or please look into more detail, more better way. If you look into this was the Customs Tariff Act, Schedule 1 and Schedule 2. The Schedule 1 was for import, this was for export. Import duties divided into preferential and standard. Further, these import duties are divided as specific and ad valorem. Specific duties. Once the CBIC, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, has defined a specific value to have been charged on the import of an item, then the specific duty is charged. Ad valorem means percentage, rate. Once this specific duty has not been described for the import of a particular item, then the duty will be charged according to the ad valorem basis, the rate of the value of the goods. On that particular rate, ad valorem duty is computed. Now when we come to the ad valorem duty, then FOB value, on the basis of FOB value, the freight is computed, that is 20% in absence of actual freight, and insurance is 1.125%. Now there has been a very important question in 2020 question paper, that a particular good specific tariff has been fixed by the CBIC. Now the invoice FOB value has been given, then what will be the tariff that will be charged? So be reminded that if a specific tariff has been fixed by the CBIC, then the duty will be charged on the basis of the specific tariff. The specific tariff will prevail and the ad valorem computation will be ignored, and the freight and the insurance will not be computed on the FOB value, and only the specific tariff will be charged. Now, as per, if you look into the IGST that has become more common in the normal scenario, this particular IGST tax has been defined in section 3 of subsection 7 of the Customs Tariff Act 1975. Now if you look into the assessable value that has to be arrived at for the computation of these duties, then for the purposes of assessable value, this assessable value, this is computed as per section 14 of the Customs Tariff Act. Assessable value as per section 14 of Customs Act 1962. For the purposes of assessable value, we consider BCD and the IGST. BCD is normally 10%. This IGST, generally it is 18%. However, it cannot maximum, it cannot be more than 40%. So if we say that the assessable value of the goods is 10,000, then 10% of it, 1,000 will be BCD, and the assessable value under section 14, that is 10,000 plus 1,000, this particular value 11,000, on this IGST will be applicable, and on this value only the cess will be applicable. So combining all these duties, we will arrive at the duty that has to be charged in combination. So we will be taking up valuation, that is covered under section 14. Under section 14, valuation says that the assessable value will be arrived at as per the transaction value of the goods, where price is the sole criteria of sales and no other consideration has been made. We will be taking up this section 14 of valuation along with the valuation rules in more details in the later videos. Thank you.